Good Monday afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. On this Remembrance Day, I want you to be weather aware. We are tracking a couple of storms with some lightning, and I know a lot of us do have outdoor activities planned. So as the storms pass through, you are going to want to pack it inside for about an hour or two. The remainder of your afternoon, though, looks better. We will have some lulls, some breaks from the stormy weather that we are tracking right now. Overall, these storms, though, are moving pretty slowly. Let me show you how much lightning they're producing here. This is a snapshot of the lightning count over the last 10 minutes. So right now we're looking at 240 lightning strikes. I'll tell you what the difference is in case you're curious between negative strikes and positive strikes. So negative ones come from the bottom of the thunderstorm cell and positive ones come from the top. Now, the ones that are positive and come from the top of the thunderstorm are 10 times stronger. They travel a much longer distance and they just have more intensity once they reach the ground. So I always pay attention to the positive count, and if it's significantly higher than the negative count, then I know that these storms are strong and they're strengthening. For now, though, this number is pretty evenly spread out, so I'm not too concerned as far as these storms growing any stronger than they are. They are bringing us some quick downpours and a little bit of wind too. Right now, we're seeing some shower activity moving into the loop and into the Beltway. Cypress, you already got rain, but look what's behind you. There's another batch of some heavier rain and even stronger wind coming your way. This already passed Brenham. This is moving about 30 miles an hour towards the east, so you'll get some rain here in the next 30 minutes or so. You'll notice Springs seeing some pockets of rain. This is moving down the North Freeway. Bush Airport has seen rain already. It's going to continue to see a few more rounds of showers over the next 2 hours until about 2 o'clock, and then I think we'll take a break. Right now, Mont Bellevue, Liberty seeing showers, and then some of the spots that haven't seen rain just yet, like Missouri City and Pearland, you will start to see rain here shortly. You'll notice showers already building into Mission Bend and then towards Sugar Land by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:06. That's when I have you clocked in to see some showers. If you're in Pearland, Richmond, same thing, about 1:15. And then slowly but surely, these will start inching down the Gulf Freeway. So League City, you can expect to see some shower activity by about 1:30. If these storms hold together, which I think they might, you'll see some shower activity in Galveston by about 2:15. This is our first peak of some rain and a couple of storms for your Monday. Now we're going to have another big peak, and in fact that's the one that's going to be most impactful. It comes in during the overnight hours. So this is going to bring us some widespread shower activity and the potential of a couple severe storms. So this would mean I'd be looking at the threat for some wind and even some hail. So aside from the shower activity that we're seeing right now, I think most of the day is going to be okay for outdoor grilling or even the pool day. You might have 1 or 2 more storms trying to roll in here by 5 o'clock, and then most of the activity doesn't get going until the overnight hours. So that's a snapshot at 2. Now we're tracking some stronger storms moving in from Bryan College Station to Brenham and Columbus, then moving through the city center by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then racing pretty fast towards the coast. Notice the future track model has these storms bowing out, so that's a signature that we could see some stronger wind with these storms that roll in during the overnight hours. Slick roads as you're waking up tomorrow. In fact, I think we could have another round of showers as late as 8 o'clock in the morning, so it might be impacting your commute to work as well. The biggest severe threat with these late night storms tonight is going to be along the I-35 corridor and west towards San Angelo. However, we do have a threat to see a few storms with, again, the wind and maybe even some small hail. You'll notice there's a threat level 2 for our northern and western cities and counties, and this does include a portion of northwest Harris County as well. So it's a 2 on the 1 to 5 scale. Includes Montgomery, so if you live in Spring, if you live in the Woodlands, if you live in Conroe, Huntsville, Grimes County, Waller, Washington, Austin, all of you have that threat of seeing that overnight storm get a little bit strong. Now, rain isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's actually really helping out with temperatures and the feeling outside. Can you tell which areas have gotten rain? I think it's pretty easy to tell. Bush Airport is at 72 degrees for the actual air temperature right now. Conroe and Tomball at 70 degrees. Sugar Land hasn't seen rain yet. Hobby hasn't seen rain yet. So your air temperatures are in the upper 80s, and notice the heat index. So how it feels with the humidity on top of that, it feels like it's almost the triple digits there. Notice what the feeling is like though in the areas that have gotten rain. The exact temperature as the air temperatures reflects. So it is a nice little change up to have some rain-cooled air. If you are headed to the island or you're already there, beautiful, beautiful start to the day. You'll notice the seawall is going to be packed, and folks are going to want to be in the water to try and cool off from how hot it is out there. There is a warning I want to say about that though, because we are tracking some strong winds and some taller waves, 3 to 4 feet. There's a high rip current risk out there. So if the kiddos want to go in the water, go with them. Do not keep your eyes off of them. In fact, if you can help just staying close to the shoreline, that would be what's recommended today. All right, here's a look at radar. And again, these storms are moving at about 20 miles an hour south. So I told you that it's more likely than not that Galveston does see some rain, and I said all right around 2:15, so that's a pretty good estimate there, 2:17. If you are enjoying today from, let's say, Surfside, it's going to take you a little longer to see the shower activity, I think by about 3 o'clock. So if you're planning to hit the road right now, and now's a good time. You're not going to see rain. Yes, of course, if you're leaving out of downtown, if you're leaving out of Mission Bend, if you're leaving out of Sugar Land, you'll have the shower activity right now, but then once you get on the road, it'll stop. You'll be able to outrun it as long as you're going 20 miles an hour or a little bit stronger. I mean, a little bit faster, I should say. Angleton should see the shower activity by 2:22, and then getting to Lake Jackson by about 2:50. Here's a close-up view of the shower activity right now and some flashes of frequent lightning. Dyersdale to Barrett, Bush Airport, seeing some rain, but it's all pretty manageable. I know you don't technically want to see rain if you do have those outdoor plans. Luckily, this is going to move out of the way and you will have a break for the afternoon. Again, Hobby Airport by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you live in Brookside Village, again, 106, Pearland 112, and then 119 if you're curious as to when that rain gets to you. Notice this is just one batch of rain, and then there's another one that's going to sweep through. So the areas that have already gotten rain and that are now starting to see a clearing, like let's say along 290 Cypress to Jersey Village, if you thought, all right, we're done with the shower activity, let's resume our plans, don't forget that you are going to see another round of showers pushing into your area. So that's going to get to Jersey Village by about 1:20, get to Katy by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I told you the rain is actually a good thing. Check it out. Mainly north of the I-10 corridor, those temperatures have dropped to the upper 60s to low 70s. So that is the heat index, how it feels on your skin. So it wipes away the heat from the air and it wipes away the humidity too. The spots that haven't seen rain, 100 degrees for the Feels Like Valley right now, 101 for Galveston. About a 40% chance for you to see some storms this afternoon, and then during the overnight hours we hike that storm chance. We're going to see some widespread showers. Your high temperature for today makes it up to 90 degrees. So let's walk you through future tracks. So that's our first batch of storms. I think, could you see 1 or 2 more scattered storms in the afternoon? Yes, but the main activity doesn't roll in until the overnight hours. Widespread showers, another burst of energy for your commute, so from 8 to 9, and then we'll start to clear things out for the remainder of your Tuesday. Only Tuesday though, because more showers will be rolling in on Wednesday. We'll take it one step at a time. Time frame to watch this evening, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. for heavy rain and the possibility of wind. So as you're enjoying your activities today, don't forget to secure the loose outdoor furniture. The wind threat is going to be greatest to the north, so Conroe and Huntsville, even the Spring area and the Woodlands, and it drops down to a 5% from downtown all the way towards Galveston. Biggest hail threat is going to be for Austin, but we could see some hail along Bryan College Station, and then the threat drops down to a 5% for Houston. So this would be really smaller hail, pea-sized. There is a small potential for a spin up. It's only at 2% though, but it's not 0. So I will be keeping an eye on radar for that as well. We've got our first batch of moisture moving in during the overnight. We've got another round of rain coming in for your Wednesday. Just several impulses of energy pushing through here, even into Thursday. By Friday, I think the rain chances really start to scale back. Until then, look for the threat of severe weather again tomorrow. It's going to be the lowest though. It's a 1 on the 1 to 5 scale, and it's the same thing on Wednesday. I do think tonight's storm chance is going to be the greatest as far as bringing us the threat of some widespread wind, heavy rain, and even some smaller hail. Notice, storm chances continue. This is an unsettled pattern for us. even through Thursday. Look at that, Wednesday, Thursday, a 70% chance for storms. And then by Friday, we drop the rain to a 20%, and then we're looking at a dry weekend next weekend. The one good thing about the rain moving back into the forecast is look at our high temperatures. Wednesday through Friday will max out in the upper 80s, which at this point is actually slightly below average for this time of year. Okay, we'll be keeping a close eye on radar. We know today is a busy day. If you have any questions, if you are curious if any storms are moving into your area, download the KHOU app. You could track radar and you'll get alerts sent straight to your phone.